everybody, and welcome to OrangeShadez Podcast. That's right, the OrangeShadez Podcast is back, and we are better than ever. This is Jay. I'm here live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for a game on a Friday night, and that is going to be Kennesaw State versus Wake Forest. We are with Greenville Sports Media, of course, but of course, we have got to talk about the game of the century. That's right. I've wanted this game forever, and we're talking about Clemson versus LSU. LSU is coming to the real Death Valley. That's right. Death Valley and Clemson's been a long time before LSU was, and LSU was known as Death Valley, as in DAF, because of a decimal issue that they had, or an earthquake, excuse me, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken. But Clemson, LSU this weekend. We are brought to you by Ardensburg Grill in Central South Carolina. We also brought to you by Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina. And of course, we got to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, former Clemson great and all-time receiver, Aries Curry. Hey, Aries, how's it going?
What's up, Jay, and welcome back, Tiger Nation, where we will be breaking down the matchups for our Clemson Tigers in college football this year. And folks, we got a top 10 showdown this Saturday that the whole country will be talking about. So it's going to be the battle of the Tigers. Just like Jay said, our ranked number 4 Clemson Tigers versus the LSU ranked number 9 Tigers. 2 powerhouse programs, 2 different styles. One statement, one game in the early season. Clemson comes in as a 4-point favorite, but tell me, if you was a betting man in Vegas, you might be able to flip a coin on this one, but it's going to be physical, fast, and flat-out fun, and I'm excited to check it out, Jay.
I am too, Aries. And Aries, before we go any further, tell us about your sponsorship and what you're doing to help out.
So I am the owner of OrangeShadez Sports. I do sports performance training for all athletes, so whatever sport you may play, tennis, basketball, football, you run track, baseball, whatever it may be, I can assist you in enhancing your overall sports performance levels. So that's the main thing. That's how I give back and how I remain attached to the sports industry. My wife and I, we also have a private medical clinic. So 2 months ago, we finally closed on our final and our permanent location, so we're excited about that. So if you have any primary care needs, as well as need a DOT physical or sports physical, don't hesitate to look us up. We're located at 7623 Wilson Boulevard in Columbia, South Carolina. Lions Heart Primary Care, and we can provide you primary care, family medicine, DOT physical, some cosmetic stuff as well, too. We got some stuff in the works, so y'all be on the lookout for that as well.
There you have it, folks. If you have a son or daughter, he does sons or daughters, and they need sports help, Aries Curry's the one to go see. Make sure you see him. He will treat them correctly. He will give them the right tools to do the right things. Well, Aries, let's get right into it. Clemson versus LSU. And, I'm going to save my little rant for at the end, so I'm going to let you... What are we looking at when Clemson has the offense on the field versus LSU's defense? And there's been some injuries on that LSU defense, and also somebody getting suspended. So tell me a little bit about what you think we're going to see when we get out there.
So first off, I just want to make mention that what we've been waiting on for years for this offense to look like, I think we finally have come to that point in Clemson Tiger. The Clemson Tiger football offensively. You know, it reminds you of the days where your Taj boys and Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence were playing, where we just, the firepower that we had on offense that we could bring each and every night. And this season, the pieces are finally looking like they're all in place. We got wide receivers that are healthy. Quarterback Cade Klubner, a legit Heisman Trophy candidate. Davey O'Brien, award candidate. He's got the command, so I'm excited about what he's going to be able to do this season. He's got the arm. Most importantly, he's got the weapons, Jay. The wide receiver room is the healthiest it's been. Like I said, it's deep. We're deep, so I know we got first string, second string guys that can come in that have experience. Our young guys, Antonio Williams is back, who's our steady go-to guy. Tyler Brown and Cole Turner, bring some veteran reliability to the core. And then let's talk about the sophomores, Jay. The sophomores, TJ Moore and Bryant Westcott Jr. They've had an off season up under their belt where they've been able to get stronger, put on some mass, understand the offensive playbook a little better. So now they can fly around and really play fast and not be out there thinking so much. Not only that, I don't suspect to see them get bullied around so much as well this year as well too. So I see that confidence level being able to go up in their game and just that vertical stretch that they provide for us offensively. And then we bring in Tristan Smith, another veteran receiver that just be beneficial for the wide receiver core in that wide receiver room. And man, and then you add Adam Randall. Let's talk about Adam Randall at the running back position.
Wow.
I'm excited to see what that looks like. So we get another big back like Maffa, but with elite speed. You know what I mean? A big back with that type of speed, that's scary coming out of the backfield, especially with that upgraded offensive line that we have. We're looking for some playing time from true freshman Gideon Davidson, who the staff and Coach Sweeney expect him to play right away, and to combine that, the return of Walker Parks on the offensive line, and suddenly this offense looks ready to explode, Jay. So I'm excited. I think the formula for us to win this football game is we got to dominate up front, get the ball to our playmakers, finish in the red zone, stretch the field, and run the ball consistently enough to keep LSU's defense honest and off balance. And I think we're able to be able to do that, especially stretching the field, because the secondary is the weakest part of their defense, in my opinion, just like others has talked about as well too. And as long as we can protect up front against that front seven they have, I think we'll have a field day against their secondary.
I agree too. And LSU, a lot of people are like, well, they got several of their players back from last year, but before they went out, their run defense was not that great. I mean, and me personally, I think they're suspect on defense. Kelly, this is what gets me with Kelly, their coach. He said that he couldn't win a national championship or get into the college playoffs, and that's why he went to LSU. Well, he's been to LSU, has yet to be in the playoffs, and guess what? Notre Dame played in the CFP championship last year. So his excuse now cannot be that. And I think that his logic on offense, I know he's got an offensive coordinator, but Kelly runs that offense. I don't care what anybody says. I think that their logic on defense also is just suspect. They got some marquee players, but they have not played marquee. Does that make sense?
That makes plenty of sense, Jay. It makes plenty of sense, and I'll be honest. I think I'd see this being his last year, considering that they have not produced and held up to the expectations that their fan base and that organization expect from an LSU Tiger football team.
I agree. I agree, and I've talked to some LSU fans, and they said even if he beats Alabama, which is usually what saves a coach's job at LSU, they just if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, they're not going to want him there. They can't take these 8-4 seasons. LSU is a brand that should be 11-1 at least, or 10-2, not 8-4. It just doesn't help them. And I agree with you. I just think Clemson's offensive firepower. I mean, LSU might have two good cornerbacks, but there's 4. Well, let's add the tight end, 5 main event players out there. Okay, let's pick your poison. Oh, by the way, we got a running back, which makes 6. And Cade Klubnik can run if he needs to. So, I mean, I'm sorry, that defense is not ready for what they're going to see. And
not at all.
Aries, you nailed it on the head. This team is going to be ridiculously crazy. I think that this game is going to be a statement game. And, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Clemson's defense, because I need to do this now that we got the offense. Clemson's defense this year is going to be stymied. Tom Allen from Penn State brings in Ben Boulware, Mr. Excitement, Mr. Attitude, to help him get his linebacker group, which a lot of people thought would be the weakness of the team. But yet they're all returning players. I mean, you got Sammy Brown, Woodaz. Come on now, that's the weakness. If that's the weakness of your team, then guess what? This game is going to be real fun to watch, because Clemson is going against an LSU offense. Now, Nessmeyer is a great quarterback. No, I'm not taking nothing away from Nessmeyer. But Nessmeyer lost both his starting tackles to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that they got that came in were lower level tackles from other schools. And I'm telling you right now, in practices, these are from LSU reporters. And I have a friend, because I used to be an LSU fan. Everybody knows this. Yeah. I have friends that actually go out. They're donors, so they get to go to some of the practices. Their offensive line has been looking terrible because of the communication. Don't tell me Peter Woods and that group, Parker, TJ Parker, Hyatt, come on now. They're gonna eat this offensive line up. Nessmeyer is not going to be taking one-step drops, because if he tries to do two, it's all over with. Capehart and Woods in the middle, Hyatt and Parker on the outsides, and then you got Wood-ass, Sammy Brown. Come on now, Ayers. Tell me, if you was on the wide receiver for LSU and you knew you had a great quarterback that could get the ball to you, but the problem is he ain't gonna have time.
Trying to hold up, right? It would be a frustrating night, especially if I'm whooping my man down the field on the outside edge, and I'm like, dang, can y'all just hold up for a second or two, fellas? I'm hoping. but as soon as the ball's snapping, you got guys in your face, batting balls down, or bringing the quarterback to the ground. It's gonna be, like you said, it's gonna be an issue all night. And I can see Peter Woods and TJ Parker and them boys getting after it. And the linebackers, I can see them flying downhill, bringing that intensity and that aggressiveness that Tom Allen brings to a defense as a defensive coordinator. Like I said, I'm excited, man. I am extremely excited. I think, of course, we will put the smack down on the LSU Tigers. Let's talk about I got some quick stat nuggets for us.
Okay.
Jay. Let's talk about Clemson's home dominance. Clemson has been nearly untouchable at home in recent years. Over the stretch since 2014, they've posted an impressive 59-2 record at home. 59-2. I like those odds.
Oh, yes.
I'll take those odds all day. So coming in the Death Valley, I make mention and comment about this all the time to peers that I played with and played against. Outside of playing in between the hedges, Death Valley was the loudest environment I've played in as far as college football. It gets loud in there, and I play offense. So imagine the opposing offense. Our crowd is getting amped up. Creating noise and creating havoc for the play caller. Not be able to get his call in. So we got the home field advantage and that impressive home winning streak, and I see it going down in Death Valley with a dub this weekend, Jay.
And actually, Aries, to go along with your little nuggets there, if you go back and you look at all the loud stadiums, and LSU, of course, holds 20,000 more people.
Uh-huh.
Clemson, and this is a fact, folks, you can go look it up, Clemson's decimal reading is 2.1 higher than LSU, and LSU has 20,000 more fans. So folks, if you don't believe Aries Curry, go look it up. It's a fact. Clemson's actually louder than Death Valley. That really isn't deaf, because Clemson is a lot louder.
It gets loud in the real Death Valley. It gets loud. And not to mention that Kelly is 1-3 against Sweeney.
Yep.
1-3 versus Sweeney. So we'll go ahead and put another, L in that loss column for him this weekend.
Yep. And the only win he got was whenever we had a mess on our hands and DJ couldn't do it up there in the rain. So, and actually we lost that game on our own. We was the better team. We just couldn't get the plays in correctly. So that's something we need to look at, fans. But fans, if you make sure that when you go, you represent Clemson. It's an orange out. Do not wear purple, because they don't want it confused with the LSU purple. Everybody wear orange. Make sure you show up, show out, but also show them that Clemson hospitality. If an LSU fan comes by, hey, want something to drink? Want a wing with us? Show them love. But then when we get into the stadium, let the boys on the field show them how much love we're going to give them in a heartbeat. Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's special teams. I think they're about even on special teams. I really don't see a big difference. Yeah, I was looking up both kickers are pretty good. Punting also, so that's really not a stat I think we need to look at. But Aries, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you what I see in this game.
What you see?
I see LSU's first attempt on the field, which I think we win the toss and defer. Even if we don't win the toss, we're going to be kicking. And I'm going to tell you right now, I see LSU getting an interception, pick six. Avion Terrell takes that ball back and starts it with a touchdown. That's what I look at. This game is, or Peter Woods is going to stop the running back. The ball's going to get loose, and someone's going to pick it up and run it for a touchdown. I just see LSU blowing up quickly, and the game is, I see LSU fans piling out at halftime because they don't want to watch it no more. This game, I know it says 4 points in Vegas, but folks, I know I might be out on a tree here, but I see this game going into the 41-10 mode, and they only get that last-minute touchdown because Clemson's got their third string on there, and they're just trying to get them some plays.
41-10, Dave?
41-10 is what I'm picking in this game because this game feels like it's going to be Clemson's statement game to the national media about, all right, just, we're not the same Clemson. I mean, I know some of the media has come around, but they're still not giving them the love that this team has got more starters returned than any other team.
Yeah.
And Aries, I mean, you as a former player, that's huge because your communication, like you mentioned earlier, communication between wide receiver and quarterback. And folks like Aries also had mentioned, during the offseason, Wesco, Bryant, Klubnik, and Christian Smith all met up at Clemson, and they stayed at Clemson during the summer and worked on their communication. And not only that, Avion Terrell and some of the cornerbacks stayed, and they all was working on, this team is ready to make a statement. And I think this is the statement game, and that's why even game day is not going to, I mean, yeah, they might be at Texas, Ohio State to show up, but the number one crew is going to be coming to Clemson and Fowler and Herbstreit and Molly and all them because they want to be at the game of the day. And that is this game. And I think Aries, I know I'm ranting, but I just see this game being a blowout. I see Clemson making a statement that the rest of the year we're going undefeated. Now, I'm not going to say they win the national championship because I guess it really depends at that time who we're playing. But we're going to the national championship game. This team is too good unless we get a lot of injuries, which, Lord, we don't want that to happen.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. But I even think our backups are good. I think we're going to play a lot of games where we're going to have our backups in the second half. So tell me what your thoughts are. I'm sorry I went first. Normally I wait till the end, but I just
That is completely fine, Jay. We are somewhere similar in the ballpark. I was thinking Clemson 42, LSU 25 is what my prediction would be. I think LSU is going to come out. They're going to come out hot and give us all they got. And I think that's just going to kind of fester out once we figure out what they have going on and we start hitting them in the mouth. And I think that with the home field advantage and us executing offensively and defensively, getting after their offense, I think that gets over real quick. So I'm going 42-25 with our Clemson Tigers.
All right, 42-25, folks. There you heard it. And another good reason for Clemson to destroy LSU is we got close to 37 recruits that will be at this game, and 10 of them, Clemson and LSU are battling for. This would be a great game. This would be a great game.
One of them is one of my receivers that I coach here at Ridgeview High School in Columbia. So he has about 20 offers, so I know he'll be in attendance for that football game tomorrow as well too. So
There we go.
An exciting environment for him to experience up there in Death Valley versus this team. And last thing I want to throw out there, LSU hasn't won a season opener since the Joe Burrow era.
Wow!
Just FYI, I want to throw that out there.
Wow! And I didn't even think about that. Jeez. Yeah. So I mean, all these factors, you think Vegas would look at that, but I think Vegas is really wrong. I think 4 is I think that's the SEC love that everybody wants to give. I think this year. And I want to go a little bit off of this. Ari, I want to get your thoughts just by also looking at some of the games that happened yesterday. I think this is the year of surprising teams.
Yes.
There's just so much going on with the portal, so much going on with these teams that, like, we need some respect. I want to go get it. And we saw that with South Florida, who no one gave a chance versus Boise State.
Right.
And what they do, they go out there and they dominate. I just give me your thoughts on this, just based on the current look of all the leagues and the teams that are playing right now.
Well, of course, you got that thing with everybody pulling from the portal, and ideally, as a coach, I would much rather have a more experienced player on my football team that has been through some fire, that's developed physically and mentally more than an 18-year-old, 19-year-old coming out of high school. I think that's just the physicality is going to be an advantage off the top, even mentally. Because you got some skin in the game.
Yeah.
But as you've seen just with last year, that doesn't necessarily guarantee you that you still cannot be successful, because we weren't in the portal like that, and we still had a very successful football season last year.
Yep.
So just to be able to just be strategic about that and not solely depend on that, I can see the benefits of it, but I don't necessarily think you have to do that if you know what you're trying to add to your offense or defense based on the particular scheme that you run or don't run.
Yeah, I agree. And we saw that with FSU. One year they had a great year with the portal. The next year they dived in a little bit too much and then came out with nothing. They thought, we'll just do this every year. Why we recruit? We don't need to recruit. We'll just portal everybody. And, boy, that really blew up in their face last year.
We've never seen an FSU football team like that. And I don't know. They still haven't bounced back. They gonna get smacked tomorrow versus Alabama. Or is that tomorrow? They play tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yep.
They'll get beat up on by Alabama tomorrow.
Yep. So, I mean, but I think this year you're going to see a lot more surprises of teams that you would come out of left field, these group of 5 teams, and even some of the FCS teams are going to surprise. I'm actually pulling for Citadel over North Dakota State, who was the FCS National Championship, but they're going down to Citadel, and Citadel sold out. They're wild. I've talked to the coach. I've talked to their top players. They're all returned because they all wanted to be a part of this game. They didn't want to leave. And, good players usually leave Citadel and go somewhere else. Well, guess what? They all came back because they was in the middle of the pack last year, and they knew there was 3 games, Furman was one of them, that they should have won. They lost it in the last second. And they said, this year, this is our statement game. We're going to take out FCS champion North Dakota State. And I'm pulling for them. I really want them to. I mean, they might not, but, All right, fans, I went off the rails a little bit there, but, I wanted to get Ari's thoughts on that. And I tell you what, our Clemson Tigers are looking good. The soccer team's looking good. Tennis is looking good. Lacrosse, softball, baseball. Folks, Clemson is really building a great culture. And Graham Neff, I know the other AD that was before him did a lot, but Graham Neff has kept it in check, and he is making sure to take care of all of the great coaches, and they're doing great with players too. Retention is great at Clemson in all sports. I mean, some people say, well, baseball lost this, and this. Well, you know what? Look what they replaced them with. If somebody wants to go somewhere, and a lot of people are fussing about their players going to South Carolina, and that no players from South Carolina come to Clemson. Well, folks, it is what it is.
It is what it is. You can only control what you can control, It is what it is.
All right, Aries, I appreciate you coming on in our first show, and we'll be doing this every Friday, folks, giving you Orange Shades Podcast, except for the week of the game. I forgot what game they played. I think is Louisville's a Friday night or Thursday night game.
I think so, Jay. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like that is the case.
It is. If that's, folks, if that happens, we'll do an early game. An early one. We'll do a Friday double show where we'll do the Saturday and the following week. But either way, we're going to always be here every single week on the Orange Shades Podcast. And we're going to be bringing you some neat things. We're going to have some new videos added in. Folks, I'm going to get Aries up here. That's the biggest thing I want Aries right here beside me. So that way y'all can see him. But we're going to have that. We're going to, this year, we're going to be doing a lot of great things. And Orange Shades Podcast, we're also going to have kicker Aiden Swanson will be joining us some this year. He's going to be joining in with us, and I'm looking forward to that. So this year, Orange Shades Podcast is going to be the podcast to get all your Clemson news and your predictions from. Make sure you join us each and every week. Brought to you by Ardensburg Grill in Central South Carolina, Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina, and Aries. Tell us who else.
Justice Sports and Lions Heart Primary Care, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. Make sure if you have a son or daughter and you want them to have all the advantages of being a great athlete, make sure you get with Aries Curry. He will take care of you. And there's no one better to do it, folks. If you go, you can go on and find him on Facebook and watch the videos. He has the videos of the kids working out, and you will see he takes care of them. He doesn't go out like well, I don't want to talk bad about people, but anyway, he does it the right way, folks. He takes care of them. He will make sure that they will be not put in a strenuous type position. He will make sure they're good, make sure they're going to be successful, not only in their head, but in their heart, because that's what Aries does. He takes care of your kids. So make sure you check out Aries each and every week. And like I said, can't find a better guy. I appreciate him coming on with me. He carries the show. So I just want to say thank you, Aries.
Appreciate you having me, Jay, always.
All right, folks. And of course, we're going to be together for the Clemson Carolina game. We got to do something. We'll figure that one out.
Yeah, we definitely have to get that one coordinated, Jay.
Yeah, because it's going to be in Carolina this year.
Uh-huh. Yep. We got to get that one coordinated. So.
And folks,
we'll make it work.
Yep. And folks, don't forget, if you're in Clemson, they have the Walk of Fame on Tiger Walk. Aries' name and date, he was there. I tell you what, he was a team captain. So make sure you go by, take a picture of that. Aries is, like I said, former NFL player, a Clemson great. He's done it all. Oh man, I could go on for days talking about you, Aries. I brag about you all the time, man. You're just the best, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate it, Jay. I definitely appreciate all the compliments as well.
All right, brother. Well, all right. Thanks, folks, for listening to the Orange Shades Podcast, brought to you by Greenville Sports Media. We'll see you after the game.